So these cells that require ATP are going to use the remaining energy supply that they do have, and with no new supply of ATP coming in, they're going to not have sufficient energy to do their work. They're going to die, and when this happens, the patient dies. As we can see in this diagram, when there's no more ATP or past a certain point, it's the point of no return where they all die, and eventually the patient does die. So effects of cyanide exposure include a lot of short-term effects, most commonly unresponsiveness, respiratory failure, arrhythmia, which is irregular heartbeat, and hypotension. These are all over 50%, some over 70%. And long-term, we see neurological complications, sensory motor deficits, cognitive impairment, Parkinson's, and further. So treatments for cyanide include ventilation, vasopressors, and activated charcoal, and these are all to combat symptoms of cyanide poisoning, most important of which is activated charcoal for ingestion cases only. If the patient's alert and cooperative, the sorbitol in the activated charcoal will actually act as a laxative and will help flush out the toxin from the body. And the other two combat common symptoms of cyanide poisoning. However, antidotes are more important, and these actually are used through IV, and with the goal to remove the cyanide completely. So by creating new products, for example, hydroxycobalamin combines the cyanide to form cyanocobalamin or vitamin B12, which can be excreted by the kidneys, and there goes the cyanide, and it helps to reverse the effects of the cyanide. Sodium nitrate is a very important one because it oxidizes the iron in hemoglobin to create methemoglobin, and this is very important because cyanide prefers to bind to methemoglobin and not the cytochrome oxidase enzyme in the electron transfer chain, which allows for the resumption of the enzyme to catalyze reactions and for aerobic cellular metabolism to resume, which allows ATP to be formed and to eliminate this deadly cycle of metabolism poisoning. The final antidote for cyanide is sodium thiosulfate, which donates a necessary sulfur atom in a reaction which transforms cyanide into thiocyanate, which is catalyzed by a mitochondrial enzyme called rhodinase, which can be also excreted by the kidneys. And that's going to be all. Thank you.